This is Scott Bechi. He's going to be leading the ice cream tasting today. Scott's been with Rite Aid and Thrifty for 12 years. He is an ice cream expert. People bring him on ice cream trials to sit on the witness stand as an expert. But I'm not going to say anything else because he's way more entertaining than me and Ted put together, so that's a lot. So here you go.
Thank you, Jeannie. All right. Hello, everybody. Jeannie, thank you. And really, if we could all give up a little round of applause for Jeannie and the team for putting this all together, making this all happen. I've been kind of auditing in the back, and this is an amazing group. And so, Jeannie, thanks for the opportunity to spread the gospel of Thrifty Ice Cream. So, the 4 samples that you have, and I don't have notes. This is kind of all ad lib. I have so much to say in so little time that I don't know where to start. I will save a little time for question and answers because ice cream really, ice cream social. It's a people connection piece of food. You may not eat ice cream. It may not like you. But my whole lifetime, I have never had anybody come up and shower me with hate because I make ice cream for a living. Really. It's relatable, right? As simple as it is, it's a comfort food. And the name Thrifty kind of speaks at its very fundamental level about what it is. 85 years ago, 84 and a half, Thrifty Ice Cream was born in a refabricated or reconditioned Borden milk plant on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. We have star power in our bones, I guess. We're very popular in Southern California, very popular in California overall, and in the Western United States. So, all right, Jeannie said we're number 3 or 4, and it depends on whether you're looking at whose ever survey. But when you say you're number 3 or 4 market share in California, that's kind of a big deal, right? California not taking anything away from our neighbor states, but we would be 4th or 5th largest country just by GNP basis if we were our own country. So we're pretty big, and every region has its own ice cream, right? I don't know what it is in the Chicago area, but most of you can think of wherever you grew up, there was a local ice cream manufacturer. And the reason for that, just as a little point of trivia, is about 100 years ago or more, when ice cream really took hold, technology for transportation did not allow ice cream to be shipped very far. So it was constrained geographically to as far as the ice would last, and even ice doesn't keep ice cream at the proper temperature. So it gave rise to dozens and dozens of ice cream brands across the country that still, to the most part, exist today. Oh, the same can be said for bread. Bread and baked goods had the same problem. In fact, if you look at a Nabisco branded cracker, if you look down on the fine print, it still says baked in bakeries coast to coast. And they could ship it all over the world now, and we ship our ice cream all over the world now. But those fundamental relationships that we have with our food live on, hopefully, for our whole life. So that's kind of the background for Thrifty, why it's so popular. But if you go back to its very beginning day, and I think it was Tim or Josh were alluding to it, Josh Palau. And obviously he's a pharmacy guy and I'm the ice cream guy. But there's a lot of similarity. Yeah, you know, as I listened to him talk about Pfizer and their marketing efforts to kind of grow the consumer perception of what they do, Thrifty has the same challenge. So Thrifty, like every other retail pharmacy, think about it. You own your own pharmacy or you work for a pharmacy chain. And that's kind of a tough business because your business model depends on folks coming to you maybe a couple times a year when they're sick, right? Not very sustainable. So 100 years ago, they figured it out. And that's why often you will see in pharmacies an ice cream parlor, a soda jerk fountain, milkshakes, a delicatessen, something, because they had to have something that drove foot traffic. And in many ways, well, let me see. Can I say the competition? Walgreens in the Chicago area, in the 1900s when it was first established, 1901, 1902, if we were alive then, the 5 or 6 stores, they were famous for their milkshakes. So fast forward to 2024, and we are still making ice cream. We hope to be making it another 85 years, but it's a very fun business to be in. The ice cream that you're making or that you're eating was made just a couple weeks ago. We make ice cream daily, just kind of like the cookies that are baked fresh daily kind of thing. But we shipped it here almost the next day. That makes a difference. And when I say that, it makes me think of the fact that so no one has heard of Thrifty Ice Cream, right? Okay. You are all, thank you. You are all invited. If you're ever on the West Coast, in the LA area, we are about 5 miles south of Pasadena. You have an open VIP invitation. We will roll out the red carpet, and it's a lot of fun. And honestly, eating fresh ice cream right out of the machine and right off the production line, it's like the best ever. It really is. So the ice cream that you're eating, there are 4 different flavors. One of them, the dark chocolate, well, it's light chocolate, but that's what we call chocolate malted crunch. That has a malt flavor. It's a very unique ice cream. It uses the same chocolate chip process that the mint chip that is also in that container uses. And the special process that we use is something that most manufacturers, however big or small, don't do. So ice cream making, like cooking food in a restaurant tour, is part art and part science. And there's a whole lot of science, by the way, that goes into making ice cream. But back to that chocolate chip. So for those of us who like or love chocolate, think of your favorite chocolate bar. You put it in the refrigerator, take it out, and put it in your mouth. I guarantee you, it'll taste terrible. It won't, I don't care how expensive it is, I don't care where it was made, it will taste terrible. The reason for that, and here's part of the science, is that we have teeth and we have saliva because we cannot taste a solid. So when chocolate or something is super cold, you have to warm it up. You have to make it a semi-liquid, and then you can begin to taste it. So almost every other ice cream manufacturer uses a preformed chip. Hey, we get it. It's easy to control, easy to use, easy to count. We don't go that route because for the same reason. If you put a if you put a chocolate chip into a frozen environment, it's going to be cold, waxy, not chocolatey at all. So what you are served up on the chocolate malted crunch or on the mint chip is a very special process that we use. And again, open invitation, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So again, I hope you all can come. You all can come at once. But we take solid blocks of specially created dark chocolate. They're 40 and 50 pound blocks. And we melt that chocolate. We literally melt the chocolate to a precise temperature. We take that melted chocolate and then we, under a very controlled part art, part science process, inject it into the super cold ice cream stream. And what happens is, okay, it's not as dramatic, I totally get that. But if you've ever seen pictures of lava in Hawaii flowing into the ocean and crackling and expanding, and that's the same thing that happens on a much more controlled environment, which is why when you look at your ice cream, you'll see tiny specks and large flakes. It's like a Milky Way galaxy of chocolate chips. And what's special about that is because, again, you put that in your mouth and it will melt almost instantly and you get a chocolate sensation, which is kind of the whole point. So that's an expensive process and no one does it, which is why that Thrifty name, it's that value proposition that you guys all do at work. And oh, by the way, I can't remember who said it, but yeah, we've grown to that share without a website. We have one now. It's a work in process. We had no salespeople, no marketing. All the money, all the effort went into the product, the quality of the ingredients. We import cocoa from Holland. Our Rocky Road, which we didn't bring, every one of our flavors are actually really, really great. The Rocky Road, one of my personal favorites, you can go anywhere and you won't find the same. We actually use the same mini marshmallows that you would use at home. You go to the store and you put them on your hot chocolate, your hot cocoa. We use those in our Rocky Road ice cream. Everybody else uses some sort of a fake foam. I don't even know what it is, but it's easy to control. Real marshmallows, and we use whole almonds. Not chopped almonds, but whole, small, petite almonds that are specially grown for us. And we've been doing that for 4.5 generations. The pistachio that you are eating, if you go and buy a pistachio nut ice cream, and not if you're paying $10 a pint, they'll have real pistachios. But we have real pistachios in our pistachio nut ice cream. Sounds kind of like an infomercial, but it really is a very good product. And it hasn't been promoted, which is why... Jeannie, leave the room? Okay. So the challenge that, and I've always called our parent company, I've always called them mom and dad. Mom and dad, they had a little financial trouble and they're working through that. But that's been good for us because the very expensive consultants came in and said, hey, Rite Aid, you have a brand here, you own an ice cream plant that I'm the world's worst salesperson. For 10 or 12 years, I've been going to Camp Hill, where the former headquarters were for Rite Aid, and knocking on the door and having board meetings and saying, hey, this is really good stuff. You guys aren't really maximizing or leveraging the opportunity. That's okay. We have it at our stores and it sells a lot. We make a lot of money and we're fine with that. But the reorg, the Chapter 11 filing, helped us because it opened up their eyes to the fact that here was a hidden asset, which everybody in this room has one. At your work, in your business, in yourself, has a hidden asset that you kind of have to do that out of the box thinking. And again, the consultants helped us. And so now, something that I've been trying to do for 10 or 12 years, I got the blessing from mom and dad and said, okay, sell it wherever you can place it. And that's a very good thing. I explain that because the credentials that you all have, I may be an ice cream expert, and I am registered in a bunch of places just for that. But you all are advertising and marketing and brand experts. And so I'll post my email address, and if you have any ideas on how to grow a brand, the challenge is you have this 84-year-old brand that has a 3 or 4 share in California and basically in the Western United States, but has really no exposure. Underneath this shirt, I have another shirt that has a Thrifty Ice Cream logo embroidered on it. And I'll go into a restaurant, I'll go into a grocery store, and someone will see my logo. Really, Thrifty? Are you guys still around? Oh my gosh, it's terrible. So part of the challenge is that generation, that creation of awareness, which is what everybody basically in this room does. Jeannie and her team, best thing since sliced bread. Really, and I'm not saying that just because. We are so much ahead of the game from where we were, but it's a testament to the marketing, right? I have a brand new Porsche Carrera sitting in my garage, 2023, 3 miles on it, bright red, and it has a sign that says, first come, first serve, free. $100,000 car. It's a true story. And I have a sign on it that says free. My garage door is never open. No one knows about it. It's been sitting there trying to get rid of it for a year for free. I can't get anybody to come take it. And I'm being a little dramatic, but the same thing happens with any product, ice cream or not. And we get into our routine, and we don't really want to try anything new, right? We're in our comfort zone. And so if you, again, have any ideas about what we can do, Jeannie's team, they're wonderful. We're all ears because, hey, again, this is a relatable product, and we all know what ice cream is. 98%, actually 98.5% household penetration. I don't know where they must have found a half a house somewhere for the 0.5. I don't know what that is, but yeah, 98.5%. So everybody has or often has ice cream in their home. And so that familiarity, which means almost everybody in this room. So please, bubble up any suggestions. We're doing special flavors. We have, can I talk about CEC? No? Okay. See, she keeps me on a tight leash, right? I'm very transparent. So getting back to the flavors that you have, so there is a mint chip, and I kind of explained about the chocolate process, which makes us very special. Hopefully you'll never eat a chocolate bar cold from now on. And in fact, the warmer, which is closer to liquid state, that you eat something, the better the taste sensation. everybody's heard of gelato, right? So gelato is actually not a higher quality ice cream than ice cream itself. And oh, by the way, ice cream has something called a federal standard of identity. Years and years, decades ago, generations ago, the government decided that ice cream was wholesome, along with milk and juice, and they created federal standards of identity. They didn't want anybody to pass off orange juice that was diluted or had flavors in it. The same thing with vanilla, the same thing with milk, certainly with ice cream as well. So when you look at the ice cream that you are buying, if it does not say ice cream on it, it probably is not. And that's important because everything else is absolutely, automatically, guaranteed not going to be as high a quality. And I'll save you the boredom of the science, but as an example, ice cream, real ice cream, has to be 10% butterfat. Gelato, that even I was presented as gelato. I went to school in Europe, and gelato was, familiar to everybody. But gelato is typically about a 5 to 7% butterfat. The secret to gelato is that they serve it really, really warm. If you see them scooping it out of the gelato pan, it's almost melted.
And Scott, you said never put ice cream in the microwave, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Jeannie. Yeah. She's so good.
There are many things I learned you can't do with ice cream since
Yeah.
I started working here.
Yeah, like I said, so much to say in so little time.
This was super good, Scott, but let's give out some shirts.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. Yeah.
All right. So we don't have enough money in our marketing budget for the cannons. No, I'm just kidding. But we are going to throw these shirts. So here we go.
All right.
You want to hand out a shirt?
Yeah. So,
Here, Ted.
how do you
Hand out
do
some shirts.
this?
You just
You go like this.
you go, woo! There
Ted.
we go, like that. Here we go.
There you go.
Come on, do it.
Okay. Yeah. You're doing the heavy heaving. Jeannie, you've got a good arm on you. I've seen it. Okay.
We're letting Ted get his aggression out.
Hey guys, I just want to tell everybody also we have another treat for you. Insomnia Cookies was nice enough to also bring us some cookies that are sitting outside. And Jeannie didn't get me dairy-free or vegan ice cream, but they brought me vegan cookies. So, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We still have 15 minutes for a break.
Laura
Right?
in the back is from Insomnia. Let's please all remember to thank her as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.